for one final time in 2025. We await the green flag, and now we are racing in Nashville. It's a great start for Lundgaard, having a look up the inside, but Palou screams around the outside of David Malukas and takes second place immediately at the start.
They were 4 wide further back. A car is going around in the wall.
Rasmussen, the first time winner, last time out. He's a win it or pin it driver, and this time he's in the wall and out before we've even completed a lap.
Looking all the way at the back here, Christian Rasmussen in the 21. As you said, James, they fanned out in front of him, but there's so much dirty air for Rasmussen's car, and he just loses it.
Just has a twitch in the middle of the pack.
I think that was Connor Daly on the outside of him. So lucky to not get collected in that as well. Heads up driving from everyone behind him. Let's take a look on board now from Christian's car. Yeah, Splenda on board, giving you everything you need to hear. Just a little bit of a moment. Gets into the throttle, around it goes.
And we are back to racing ways as Scott Dixon has a look up the inside of David Malukas. And the Penske's go wide, and we go 4 wide down into turn 1. That's a great move from Scott McLaughlin. Lovely stuff.
Josef Newgarden there in the red and white car, seizing opportunity. Excuse me, Scott McLaughlin in the red and white car goes to third. Impressive restart as Dixon jumped Malukas, but Malukas now to the high side.
Guys, I'm loving what Malukas is able to do up in that second lane.
Oh, and here comes the champion. Alex Palou looking to go round the outside of Palou O'Ward and take the lead away from his championship rival. They run side by side. Palou with the high line. Palou down low, and being down low, he will have the advantage. Palou will have to go the longer way around. So tight, so close between the two.
Saw Palou O'Ward with a big wiggle over that bump. That could absolutely wreck Palou O'Ward and Alex Palou.
Outside corner clear.
It is such a big indention in the racetrack there. You'll see a light-colored rectangle that defines the bump right here in the middle of turns 3 and 4.
Palou took the lead back. Palou keeps his foot stuck in. Wonderful. Side by side battling between the championship rivals, and still they fight, and still they go, and still Palou tries to take the lead.
That's 2 full laps side by side. And the guy that wants this to end is Scott McLaughlin, because he's got pace, but he's got nowhere to go when they're running side by side like this in front.
Did they touch? That was so tight between the two of them. O'Ward doesn't want to give this up. There's a long way to go.
Meanwhile, Colton Herta in the Gainbridge car up to 6 as the leaders go side by side for another lap.
Lap 3, once again side by side. Once again, Palou tries to carry momentum, and he has momentum now down the backstretch. A nose ahead, a car length ahead, but O'Ward will not let it go.
Outside corner clear.
And all of this is keeping the high line clean as Palou keeps running high and runs high again.
At this phase of the race with drivers like this side by side, as Palou's able to fall back in line, O'Ward clears him, but that draft he gets
every time.
The spotter's working as hard as the drivers right now for these two guys.
Just the nose on the outside corner. Still there.
A little more grip to the inside for Palou O'Ward, but a little bigger radius for Alex Palou to generate a little bit more speed on the top side.
The speed overrun for Palou isn't enough. He can't get daylight between himself and that papaya and black McLaren, who clings on to the lead. Once again, 15 laps run here in Nashville. Palou O'Ward hanging on as Palou tries it again. And O'Ward being smart, keeping to the inside, forcing Palou to go high, forcing Palou to go the long way.
Well, he's got a lot of momentum this time around. He's a lot more even going into 1, but dead even. Honda versus Chevy, McLaren versus Ganassi, dead even down the back straight into 3.
I wonder at what point does Alex Palou say, you know what? I'm going to be burning up my tires a little too much trying to hang here on the high side. Does he duck in and start to settle in? Maybe we're seeing that now.
But these cars producing such a draft right now, as soon as he falls back in, he gets that toe pulling the car in.
Palou not letting him go though, and we'll try it again. And we'll have to keep trying around the high side because O'Ward won't let him have the inside.
Outside corner nose.
Just listen to the onboard here. Does Palou keep it pinned through 3 and 4?
Clear.
He does, absolutely. Not lifting off the throttle at all. Not giving Palou any opportunity to try to get enough momentum to clear him.
And not opening the door to allow him to have a sniff up the inside either. Smart driving from Pato O'Ward. Oh! And Alex Palou has a flat front right. Our man from second place has to bring this in.
Yep, copy. We see it. We're going to change all 4.
Now, has he hit the wall or have the tires simply given up on him?
I mean, could you imagine a right front failure at speed without hitting the wall? That would be very Alex Palou-like. He tries to wrestle the car slowly into the box.
We're very much in the pit window right now. Those caution laps off the top sort of helped extend it a bit. You see that front wing adjustment. Soft tires on.
Hard tires off, soft tires on. Alex Palou gets back and running on his way, but he will be way down the order.
That would be incredible. Understand he did not hit the wall. He just slowed off of turn 2 to come in. Must have felt it, and this will force every team to think long and hard. Do you start to get conservative? This is where Palou slows down. Everything looks fine as he carves into turn 1, through the middle, exiting turn 2, and then right here,
he's slowing.
He feels it.
You can see he's slowing. That is dexterous feel of a champion, to know that that wheel was about to go, not continue to push it, not lose it, and wipe out in spectacular fashion on an oval. What touch, what feel from the champion. But as we were talking about little Dave, he gets high and he gets up into the wall.
Oh, pretty heavy contact with the right rear there. Quite possibly throwing the alignment of the car out by bending the right rear toe link. Looks like Malukas is back on the tail of Louis Foster there, but that's the issue here at Nashville. With every lap, the spent tire rubber has to go somewhere, and it's to the high side, and it makes it really hard to finish the corner, especially following so closely to a car ahead.
And guys, we have been talking about David Malukas all season long, in particular on ovals, but we've also noticed that often when he started near the front, he's tended to drop off, he's tended to fall down. He has come so close to pole position on the last 2 races. There is talk that he is Penske bound to replace Will Power next year. How much does he need a good result today? How much would a podium? Oh, Foster goes high. And almost, oh no! Oh no! And that is Foster not willing to give that position. A rookie ultimately getting into David Malukas.
That kid is touching it.
As he tried to get through. He has choice words for Louis Foster, and I am not surprised. And Townsend, James, your races, that to me, as a non-racer, looks fairly inexcusable.
Yeah, that very deliberate move back up the racetrack from Louis Foster to try to force a wider turn-in point, try to keep himself from being lapped by another car. Malukas trying to seize the opportunity, but it just looked way too darty for me, James, for a car that's already 1 lap down.
And on this type of racetrack especially, those kind of movements are usually pretty frowned upon. You know, Dave doing a good job of avoiding contact on the entry to the corner, but then tried to roll that speed around the outside. Both drivers a little bit compromised in their turn-in, and then ultimately just a slight bit of contact, and that's all it takes.
And David Malukas urgently trying to get to the low line. He knows that the track is going to be littered with marbles and debris off the tires, and if he did not force his way back in, he was going to probably crash anyways. So I think when Foster swerved, he was left with no choice.
And we're back to racing, and Dixon immediately on the move and alongside Colton Herta. It's a great start for Dixon. And Palou taking the fight to McLaughlin to regain second position and go back after Pato O'Ward. We sit on board with McLaughlin. That is the champion beneath us. McLaughlin will have to run high and takes the position back.
I guess that answers your question. Yes, they're going to trust that high line, at least in this first lap.
And now Herta has a look at Newgarden. Oh, look at the overrun on speed.
Newgarden has that dirty air for Palou in front. Doesn't have as much grip on that front line, that low line. Now he's going to fight back.
Newgarden saying, hey, nice move, kid, but watch this.
Tries to take it back, but Herta won't let him. That's nice from Colton Herta, who won here last year with moves very reminiscent of the one that he's just pulled off on Josef Newgarden.
Just about everybody on the soft compound tire there. As you see Louis Foster just out of screen there, serving the drive-through. Right now, McLaughlin on the hard tire. Those soft tires will start to fall off a little bit quicker than the hard compound.
And here comes Robin Schwartzman, one place up on Kiffin Simpson. Not just hanging out for Rookie of the Year honors, but making positions up as Will Power takes the fight to Kyle Kirkwood. Power already up to 8th. This will be 7th.
Clear. Great job.
Penske on a charge at the end of their horror year. Herta, we sit on board with him, and that is Alex Palou. Keeping to the high line. Keeps his foot stuck in, has the momentum.
Herta's going to get the draft off of McLaughlin here down the back straight. That's going to help him clear Palou, and now Herta up into the top 3.
Nobody looks more
place.
comfortable on the high side than Colton Herta right now. Smooth, delicate hands, brilliant strategy, positioning his race car just perfectly to make that high move work.
You say no one more comfortable. Ferrucci's made up 10 places since the restart.
Yeah, but Colton's doing it up in the top 10. That's harder to do.
Here we go, and it's to the inside. And that's a position before he even turns in. Colton Herta is absolutely flying.
Oh, almost lost it there over the bump. It just got really loose for the Gamebridge driver.
Bit of a tire advantage for Colton right now as well. He's on those red soft tires. McLaughlin on the black sidewall, harder compound, less grip. And that added grip from the softs, Colton is using it to great effect right now. O'Ward, the only car in front of him.
Power gets Dixon. Palou has got McLaughlin, so it's all change in the running order. Pato O'Ward leads Colton Herta, but here comes Alex Palou. There is Palou with Herta in his sights.
Looks like Newgarden and McLaughlin might have just switched spots, and they are side-by-side teammates. Newgarden to the front.
We heard some radio during the commercial break with Scott McLaughlin and his team saying, hey, look, we're going to be on the hards. Let's make some hay. But it looks right now like those hard tires are holding them back. All the soft runners getting by.
Power gets by McLaughlin. 3 Penske's running line astern. It's O'Ward, Herta, Palou. Then the 3 Penske's of Newgarden, Power, and McLaughlin. And this on board with Herta.
Guys, cars are really starting to slide around. On board as Colton Herta makes the move there on McLaughlin. But watch the hands here over the bump. Whoop! Just starts to loosen up right there. And that'll get worse and worse as they get deeper into this tire stint. Still side by side.
And Power takes Newgarden. The battle at the front, O'Ward and Herta, and here comes Power on Palou.
Power is looking really strong right now. These are brave moves to the high side.
He's got so much confidence in that car. So much confidence on those tires. He runs high to Palou.
Low.
Turns it in, keeps it stuck in.
Go low.
Palou stays low, Power runs high.
All clear.
Has the slipstream and has the position. Will Power up into the podium places. Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, Herta's not been able to really make any inroads on getting up to the back of O'Ward to try to make a move, but now he's got mirrors full of the Verizon driver trying to get his way up into the top 2.
Power, who was so quick here 1 year ago, but had loose belts, incredibly, in his cockpit, which stopped him from progressing up the field as he would have wished, but the power was evident. The pace was evident. And now Will Power going for P2 on Colton Herta. Already a race winner this year. Will Power now moves into 2nd place. And the next man, the only man left, is Pato O'Ward.
I think about a straightaway ahead of him.
Disaster for the race leader. Pato O'Ward is out moments ago, literally 3-4 seconds ago. Pato O'Ward high onto the marbles, runs up into the wall, and from a dominant day in which he's led more laps on one day than he ever has in an afternoon, He is out of the race, out of the lead, and a certain victory lies in tatters.
I mean, you got to wonder if maybe that was an issue with the right front. You saw it earlier with Alex Palou, but James, he was right down in the groove. Nothing unusual about it.
Let's keep an eye on it very closely. It looked deflated.
It certainly looks to have a bit of a wobble. Let's take a look at the onboard video. I'll bet there's an issue.
Something appeared to fly off that front right. Yeah, front right. Yeah, he's still laminated before he hits the wall.
Yeah, you can see it's...
Dr. Julia Visor, the IndyCar medical director, is out of the safety center. What can you tell us about David Malukas and his status?
Yes, so David's doing well. He's awake, he's alert. He is in really good spirits. We're just sending him down to our trauma center for some precautionary evaluation and advanced imaging.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Visor.
And there is David Malukas. We can see him there in the medical helicopter. We wish him nothing but well. A sad way to end this season for David Malukas. Kevin, down on pit lane.
Will Power is coming down pit lane. Let's see who else comes down to the pit lane. Colton Herta also is very much a factor after winning this race last year. Might go back-to-back, Jack.
Yeah, and Josef Newgarden has actually already left. They made a front wing adjustment. This team is dialing that car in for the two of Josef Newgarden. Georgia.
Will Power came into his pit box a little bit hot. They had to roll him back. He's going to go to the hard tires, but much happier with his car than yesterday. He's been on an absolute tear, but this is a long stop for Will Power. And he stalls it.
An absolute disaster for Will Power for the 12 crew.
Using the hybrid system to refire the car, but now he's struggling to get it into first gear.
And this is what happened. He came into his box. Oh, overshoots, pushes his tire forward into the box ahead of him, which I think is that of Scott Dixon. Only now does he get away. Will he get out before the pace car passes him, or will he lose a lap? He's going to get out narrowly.
I don't think he did.
Ahead.
I don't think he did. We'll find out from race control, but let's look at what happened to Colton Herta. That might be an unsafe release because Jacob Abel was trying to get to his box.
Christian Lundgaard is out of the car and out of the race. He'd been sat down on pit lane for some time. The team working on his car lost a number of laps in the process, already 4 laps down, but he is out of the race. Car 26, that is Colton Herta. Unsafe release. He will have to drop to the rear of the field, but the running order as it stands is Alexander Rossi, one of the only drivers who didn't come in to stop last time round. He is leading from Josef Newgarden and Scott McLaughlin. We are green. Rossi slams the hammer down, goes now, and look at the start from the two Penske's, taking their teammate Will Power, who will drop to the rear of the field as everybody now slides past him.
Yeah, big issues for Will Power. I wonder if it's gearbox as they're side by side. That's Palou and McLaughlin.
Guys, is that Connor Daly going 3 wide on the high side? I think it is.
You bet it is.
Side by side with Kirkwood now into 3.
Oh! McLaughlin and Newgarden make it through Graham Rahal. Palou will try to do the same. Armstrong will try to follow him. Kirkwood will also come through with Connor Daly, and it's Connor Daly high. Palou underneath Armstrong. Palou tucks in behind Armstrong. Now it's Daly in the All-American Rejects purple car.
And he's not done yet. Connor Daly going to the outside of the champ.
Takes the champ. Takes Rahal.
Still there, clear. Good job, man.
Goes after Armstrong, and Daly is up to 6th.
That was beautiful.
Daly is up to 5th.
There goes Kyle Kirkwood around the outside of Alex Palou, but for Connor Daly up 19 positions on the day and doing it forcefully to the outside.
Graham Rahal, the cork in the bottle. Kirkwood makes his way through. Palou will try to do the same. There is Rossi, still hanging on. Newgarden behind. McLaughlin in 3rd. Armstrong sits 4th. Daly is 5th. Guys, we've got a fight. We've got a proper fight.
Thing about this fight is it's not an even one. It's not a fair one. Next demo on board, this driver eye camera of Newgarden. He's got no fuel concerns whatsoever. Rossi has to be so disciplined. He's got a number to hit.
And here comes Newgarden to the outside. He wants to dump Rossi right now before the track dirties up.
Rossi, intelligent driving given the age of his tires, the advantage that Newgarden has. Newgarden theoretically should just be able to sweep past. But that is the experience, the racing brain of Alexander Rossi, making life hard for the home hero, Josef Newgarden.
And I like that line from Rossi in 3 and 4. He was about a quarter of a car width up off the yellow line, just kind of making it that much harder for Newgarden to keep the right side of his wing into some clean air. Very, very crafty defensive driving here from Rossi up front.
Bear in mind the pace that Josef Newgarden has shown all season long on ovals. Only poor fortune, terrible luck has robbed him of almost certain victory on more than one occasion this year.
And you got to think that Alexander Rossi is eyeing his first win of the season and the second win of the season for Ed Carpenter Racing. His teammate, Christian Rasmussen, pulled it off at Milwaukee. Now Newgarden goes low.
And he goes to the inside. Rossi will not be able to defend. The lead belongs to Josef Newgarden at home in Nashville. The crowd wave and cheer him across the line. Newgarden leads in Nashville. Is it now that Newgarden comes in? We will keep our eyes on pit lane, and it is. He dives in from the lead for a moment which could define this race and salvage his season.
What a result it would be. What an exclamation point on what's been a horrendous season so far, results-wise, from Josef Newgarden. And Jack, he comes down to you for this pivotal final stop.
It is a pivotal final stop, James, and as you well know as well, these in and out laps absolutely critical. Slid just a little bit into his box. New hard tyre compounds going on. They spent the early part of this race dialing that car in. Luke Mason told me he was happy, and a happy Josef Newgarden is normally a really fast one. And staying on this, Marcus Armstrong feels like he's having just one of those days that he's had all season. A little under the radar, but remember, his last podium came on an oval.
Josef Newgarden sliding way long, like his teammate Will Power did earlier. Caitlin Brown, the left front tire changer on the number 2 car, doing a brilliant job to adjust and not lose her driver any time as Alex Palou goes by.
And that could be key for the race. Palou, who stopped a couple of laps ago, the undercut clearly the way to go, as McLaughlin now on pit lane and driving down towards Georgia.
This is a crucial pit stop for Scott McLaughlin. It's going to take him all the way to the end. As you said, he has to use those soft red tires. He's happy with the car. A third in Milwaukee. As you know, a win would mean everything for this team. He's down and away.
So he's away, Schwartzman's in, and it's a long stop in that battle for Rookie of the Year honors. Very long stop for Robert Schwartzman, horribly long stop for Robert Schwartzman. Dixon is in, Daly has not yet stopped, and the power of the undercut appears too pronounced to deny.
And guys, Alex Palou's gonna go ripping by McLaughlin. So with the lead group, that is effectively the
race
move.
lead. That is race lead.
And here comes Newgarden now.
Oh!
And his teammate won't let him through.
There he goes. He's got to run.
Little wiggle from Palou.
McLaughlin looks high, will run high. Palou squeezes, and McLaughlin goes. Goes now, goes high, goes wide, goes to the lead. McLaughlin P1 in Nashville.
Wow. That was so razor close to that edge of a drivable racetrack and the marbles that can end your day. And now Newgarden has learned a thing or two watching McLaughlin. Newgarden back there starting to fade high. We ride on board with Newgarden.
Is this the day? Be it for Newgarden or McLaughlin, that they can turn around the woes of 2025 with one final hurrah. Newgarden on the inside, and that was easy. So easy for Josef Newgarden. It's second place for him.
Question now becomes, can those soft tires hang on to the end? Does that grip level stay? Oh, he goes high. He goes way high.
McLaughlin really high and into the wall.
He might be okay. He barely touched it. They banged the yellow light early, which is really going to help Scotty Mack. The question is the right rear okay?
Oh, my word. He launches now. McLaughlin goes with him. Look at Palou. Look at Kiffin Simpson. Brilliant start from the Ganassi driver, both of them. And Alex Palou up and on the inside, having a look at McLaughlin, the champion, immediately to the fore and immediately to second.
McLaughlin not knowing how much to trust his car after that, but that waltz-out potential damage. Now Simpson trying to go for third.
Simpson on McLaughlin. That is brave and gutsy from him. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Great stuff from Kiffin Simpson.
And now all of a sudden, I think McLaughlin's starting to trust his race car, but Simpson going to be tough on the inside. This is where McLaughlin lost it, that caused the caution. They stay too wide.
And in their mirrors, Connor Daly defending from Kyle Kirkwood, and Kirkwood has a look on the inside of Connor Daly as Simpson and McLaughlin still run wheel to wheel.
Guys, Kiffin Simpson's best finish on an oval so far in his IndyCar career is 13th. Could you imagine if he brought home some hardware today?
I can, and I think he can. Because here he comes once again, up and on the inside and firing through on Scott McLaughlin.
Up ahead of McLaughlin, the draft helps McLaughlin as he exits this corner, because that's where the top two cars run, just in front of him. You can see that draft just helping him a little bit, and then McLaughlin driving a shorter distance through the corners to the inside.
Oh, they're close.
Just a little bit, even.
This is such respectful racing from both these drivers. Really impressed with Kiffin Simpson right now, going toe-to-toe with McLaughlin, one of the best on this type of racetrack.
Kiffin Simpson holding his own, doing a superb job. Won't be intimidated by McLaughlin. Has an advantage now. Can he take the place firmly from him? Oh, McLaughlin's driving beautifully.
And every lap, Connor Daly there in the 76, the purple car. He gets closer and closer, but
He's lying away on entry.
nowhere
outside.
for Connor to go.
No way through. And still they run side by side. McLaughlin runs high, Simpson runs low, and Simpson now has the place.
Clear. Reset your tools here. Let's go.
Meanwhile, Robert
Oh,
Schwartzman,
you're kidding me.
who's in the battle for Rookie of the Year, just is going to get a drive-through penalty for blocking Santino Ferrucci.
Let's take a look at a replay of this. Here is Ferrucci. Oh, and that is pretty bad.
Black and white there for race control to make that call. And guys, with 5 laps to go, the Rookie of the Year championship swings in favor of Foster.
And McLaughlin's trying to get third place back.
That track is dirtier now than it was 4 laps ago for Scotty Mack, but he will stay to the high side. Risky stuff for the podium.
Has the pace, doesn't yet have the position. Kiffin Simpson keeps the position for now. It is 2 to go, and every position still up for grabs. The final lap of the race.
Take it.
Josef
Big arc on
Newgarden
exit here.
leads.
Big arc on exit.
The gap over Alex Palou is minuscule. Simpson defends from McLaughlin, but Josef Newgarden will awaken from what has been a nightmare year to the most beautiful dream. It will be a win at home in Nashville for Josef Newgarden.
I believe McLaughlin got Simpson at the
That's
line.
another win. That's 11 years in a row for you with a race one. Great job, sir.
And he did. It's a Penske 1-3. Palou comes home second. Simpson will be devastated with fourth.
One of these hybrid systems let you fire the cars back up, and he can give those donuts a
And
second try.
Palou to the infield. Palou is tearing up the infield.
It's a competition for the win and a competition for donuts. Newgarden says, you know what, I'm just going to climb out.
What joy for Josef Newgarden. Not just a win, but a win at home in Nashville. And he is doing what he so desperately wanted to do in Indianapolis. He will celebrate, not just with any crowd, but with his crowd. The home hero returns to the embrace of his people.
Yeah, it's just been, it's rewarding. It's rewarding for our team. They've done a great job. Obviously, Will won in Portland, which was a huge lift for everybody, and he really deserved it. And I think he could have won this race today. It was a shame to see what happened to him. He's a legend. I was on the radio. I was like, you guys see Will? What a legend. But it's great for our team, Stemo, Team Chevy. So, tough year. Tough year, but good to get a win here at the end.
Your champion, Alex Palou.